Two of the top teams in 5A clash in what could be an early preview of the state tournament. Find out who came up on top. Also, number 1 in home runs, and there's still a lot of innings left to be played. And also, if that's not enough, how well does our own Brigham Harris know the history of sports here in the Wasatch Back? That's all coming up right now on the Scoreboard. Hey everyone, welcome on into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Blake O'Rourke, and it's so good to be back here at the desk, and we've got a loaded show for you today. We're going to be talking to Morgan Smith following one of their biggest games of the year over at Wasatch High School against Salem Hills, the Wasatch Softball team. And then we're also headed over to Park City High School, where we got the chance to talk to the top home run hitter in the entire state of Utah in Paxton Mobley. There is so much talent here in the state of Utah. I feel like every single show we're talking to a new state leader, one in the top 5 or top 10. It is absolutely incredible here. And then we're also going to be quizzing Brigham Harris on his scoreboard knowledge here in the Wasatch Back. And then later on in the show, we're going to be giving away our Athlete of the Week. But before all of that, we're going to be talking about what's going on this week in sports. And actually, there wasn't a whole lot. And the reason for that is because of weather. It's supposed to be the springtime, but we're still getting snow and rain this past week. And so a lot of games were canceled and rescheduled. So Brigham and I are going to be going out to a lot more games this upcoming week. But before all of that happens, we did want to tell you a little bit about Wasatch High School and what they are up to. The softball team is absolutely dominant. The baseball team is up and running. And then we've also got Park City High School, who's going to be coming back into play in the next couple of days here. As for South Summit and North Summit, they were two of the other high schools that were really affected by a lot of these weather delays and things like that. So there's not a whole lot going on in this week in sports. But hey, when we come back, he leads the state in home runs. He is on one of the top teams in the state, but Paxton Mobley has even bigger plans as he continues to dominate in 5A baseball. Our interview with him coming up.
The Scoreboard is proudly sponsored by Andrea Cox Mortgage. Welcome to First Rate Mortgage.
My name's James, and I've been in the market for mortgages several times over the years, so I've gone through the process with different people. And when I met Andrea, she explained to me why my current loans were subpar and how she could get better loans with better rates.
If I had to describe Andrea in one word, I think I would use the word passionate. She is very passionate about what she does and getting the right solutions for her clients, and that made her an absolute pleasure to work with.
Hi, I'm Andrea Cox. You can reach me at 435-631-9262. Call me, text me, or you can reach me at my website, andreacoxmortgage.com.
5 home runs and one of the top players in the entire state. That title is under Paxton Mobley. And Brigham Harris and I got the chance to go over to a Park City scrimmage just the other day and talk to him along with a couple of other players on this junior-led squad. This Park City baseball team was the number 1 in RPI just a couple of weeks ago, and they are an absolutely dominant team. So Brigham Harris got the chance to talk to one of the most dominant players on one of the most dominant teams, and so with that, we'll go out to Brick.
Hey guys, Brigham Harris. This time we are joined, the third one of the day, Paxton Mobley for Park City Baseball. Paxton, thank you for taking a couple minutes out of your spring break training to join us.
Thank you, yeah.
Yeah, well, again, spring break doesn't really look like it, doesn't really feel like it. You've obviously got your layers on.
It's really cool.
Tell me what it's like to be playing an intra-squad scrimmage between you and the rest of your teammates.
It's so fun, like hitting off of our own pitchers. It's fun. Just if you get a good hit off of them, you can always just, give each other a little crap. So, and it's fun. It's competitive.
Yeah.
You're friends with everybody on the team. So
I was going to say, we had Will mic'd up a couple minutes ago, and it was silent when we showed up. And as soon as Will got mic'd up, you guys just went off on him.
He was up at bat, so we knew we had to start chirping him a little bit.
We got plenty of that, and we'll show that. I wanted to talk to you about the start to the season for you. Again, you are one of the juniors, one of the junior core that you mentioned. How do you feel like the season has gone so far? Obviously really well, but in your words.
Yeah, I think this is the best season I've ever been a part of, for sure. Just the team chemistry is insane this year. Like, our junior class just has so many people on our team, and we just have such great energy because we've all been playing together since we were like 10, 12 years old. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, you've got, I mean, there's you, there's Justin, there's Braxton, there's Sawyer, there's Will.
Yeah.
Insanely stacked group of underclassmen.
Yeah.
Tell me, is there a junior, a kid in your class that you think you bond with the best?
I mean, probably I'd say Dave and Will. They've just been my friends for the long, and like Cooper, they've just been my friends for the longest. We've all been playing on the same team for so long. Been to Cooperstown together. We've been through all that together. So probably I'd say those three are the kids I get along with the most.
I talked to both your teammates, Braxton and Will, about the RPI. Just a couple weeks out. What was your reaction when you found out about number 1 in 5A?
I was really surprised because last year I think we were like 25th. We were way down there, and then this year we just made a huge jump, and we've just been winning a lot of games. It's been so fun. Yeah.
Well, the reason we wanted to talk to you, and again, a reason why you have won so many of those games, is because you are currently sharing the lead, or you own the lead of the number 1 home run hitter in 5A. I mean, what's been going on with the bats? Like, you got something. Are you eating your Wheaties at home? I guess
exactly. Just been eating a lot. And honestly, this might sound funny. At our coach's academy, we have this thing called the hit tracks, and it's just like a simulated baseball game. And whenever I'm doing that, I always hit really well. So I just go up to the bat and I think, okay, I'm just going to pretend like this is the hit tracks. Yeah. And I've been hitting pretty well this year.
Yeah, well, 5 home runs again in just, I believe, 13 games we are now into the season. What are some hitting goals you have? I mean, do you want to get your batting average up? Do you want to hit more dingers or what?
I mean, I don't know. If I try to hit a home run, then I usually don't end up hitting a home run. So I don't know. Just try to keep it simple.
So you're saying if we mic'd you up and said you've got 3 pitches to go yard, you wouldn't be able to do it?
Depends on who's pitching. We'll see.
What if it was me or Blake pitching?
Oh, I'm taking you yard for sure.
All right, fair enough. We also talked to Braxton and Will about aspirations this year. Obviously, this team wants to win region. Obviously, you want to win state. But do you have any personal goals that you want to meet?
Not really that I can think of. I mean, winning region I think would be huge, and just keeping up everything that we're doing. Like, don't let the energy go down. Just keep everything how it is, and if not, just keep getting better.
Yeah. What's it like being one of the leaders of the team? And I guess we did talk about the junior core of this team. What's it like having the main lead of this team being a group of juniors?
I mean, I think it's pretty awesome. Just like, I mean, of course, we got like Chance and Wes and Toph. They all bring a lot of energy. Chance is doing really well pitching this year. But just having the juniors like kind of leading the team, it's pretty cool because especially we still got all of next year, senior year, and we're all going to be even better next year. So I'm excited how we still got another year.
Well, I talked to you before the interview about your favorite player. I wanted to ask you, and you did mention the Astros, which we might have to bleep out of this interview. But tell me who your favorite player is, and maybe who you try to emulate your game after.
That's a tough question.
I know I'm not the first one to ask you that.
Yeah. I'd say, man. I mean, I like Carlos Correa a lot. He just got traded, but I just think he's a really great player. Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really have anybody that I like look up to too much. I guess that might be not normal for a baseball player, but
no, you're totally fine. Yeah. All right, we asked Braxton. We also asked Will. What team, what series are you looking forward to the most this season?
I think our next series against Murray will be a really good series. We played them over the summer, and they actually kicked us out of the summer playoffs. We didn't have as many players during the summer than we do now, though. So I think it'll be a really good competition. I think we can hopefully get the win back.
Yeah. A little bit of a revenge game.
Yeah.
And then last question, I didn't ask either of your teammates about this, but Brighton is one of the biggest Park City rivals when it comes to high school. I mean, you obviously got Wasatch and you got your closer cross-county rivals, but beating Brighton and sweeping Brighton, how did that feel?
It felt awesome, especially because we played them over the summer, and they kind of boat raced us. We got beat pretty badly, and then coming back and then winning 3 in a row against them felt awesome.
Yeah. Well, again, Paxton Mobley, junior for Park City Baseball, home run leader for the state of Utah. We wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Paxton, thank you so much. Again, a very young team, a very excited team, a lot of chemistry. When we showed up to the practice, they were all super excited for us to be there, and they were all super excited to show us what they've been working on all season. They are a very, very talented team, and we're very excited to see what they have to show in the coming months, specifically next month when the state tournament comes around. When we come back, it was two of the top teams that 5A has to offer. Find out how the Wasatch Softball team fared against the tough Salem Hills Skyhawks.
Beautiful sandy beaches and lush tropical gardens make San Diego the perfect destination for your next luxury getaway. I'm Stephanie J. This is the Opulent Minute. This home has amazing charm and style. You'll feel refreshed in this La Jolla Shores beauty. I'm here with Lauren, the owner of Pop-Up Picnic Co. Tell us about the services you offer.
We're a luxury picnic service. Our claim to fame is one-stop picnic experience that we bring throughout San Diego.
Book Pop-Up Picnic Co. through our concierge services page on opulentvacations.com. The open concept living and dining room easily flow to a comfortable and inviting deck. The enclosed and spacious yard provide plenty of room for outdoor entertainment. With easy access to some of the best shopping and dining San Diego has to offer. Whether it's relaxing on the property or enjoying fun activities at the beach, the Shores Retreat La Jolla has something for everyone. Thanks for watching the Opulent Minute. Book now at opulentvacations.com.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Scoreboard. I'm your host, Blake O'Rulian. The Wasatch Wasps are one of the top teams that we get the chance to cover here on the Scoreboard. We have talked to Paige Armendariz, we've talked to Morgan Smith. Just a couple of days ago against the Provo Bulldogs, they won their game 17-0. I mean, if you want the definition of dominance, it's the Wasatch Wasps and their softball team. So with that being said, earlier this week as well, just yesterday, Brent Martindale got the chance to talk to Coach Morgan Smith following their tough game against the Salem Hills Skyhawks.
Hey, we're at Wasatch High School, the Wasatch girls softball team with a big win over region foe Salem Hills, 4-3. We are with Coach Morgan Smith of Wasatch. Coach Smith, congratulations. Thanks for joining us here a little bit. Let's talk first before the game. Let's talk a little bit about the last couple weeks. You guys are on a roll. Things going good for you?
Yeah, we had a little bit of a dip down in our momentum for a little bit, but I think that's exactly what we needed to be able to get us back on our uphill climb. So yeah, the last few games we've done a really good job. Had 2 big wins.
Yeah, the big wins. I mean, talk about that a little bit. This is huge. You guys really are on a roll.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we played Ridgeline last Friday. That was a really big win. They're a great ball team. Beat Provo on Tuesday and then just beat Salem here. So
Salem, let's talk about this game. Obviously, Salem always a good team. What were you guys preparing for? What did you expect, and how did things work out the way you wanted?
I just mostly yesterday at practice just told my girls, just worry about yourselves, don't get too worked up about your opponent. That goes for whoever we're playing, We knew Salem was good, and we know we're good too. So I just said, just play your ball game and we'll be just fine.
Pitching seems like obviously a big tool for you this year. Not that it hasn't in the past, but boy, you're kind of loaded with a couple of real good pitchers. Tell us just a little bit about how it went today.
Yeah, we have 2 really good pitchers. They've basically thrown since their freshman year. They're seniors now. So yeah, Andrea pitched a great game today. She does really well. She has a lot of pitches we can kind of mix up with batters, get batters off balance. So.
And the idea of when we talk about Salem, they have lots of tools, but you guys are scary to teams now. Tell us what you think right now are some of the strengths of your team.
I think pitching for sure. Pitching's huge, especially in high school softball. And our lineup, especially 1 through 5, is all seniors, right? They've all started varsity since they were freshmen, so they have a lot of experience, and they're all great hitters. So that's, I feel like, definitely a strong point for us.
Watching the game, you had solid behind the pitcher. Mm-hmm. Players being able to make good defensive plays. How much is that a part of Morgan Smith's plan of working defensively with the team in softball?
Yeah. So actually, I talked to them after the game. I said that was a huge team win, right? We had a few errors that kind of could have cost us ball games, but the next girl just says, I got your back, and makes, diving plays, good catches all around. have girls strike out looking, next batter gets up, scores 2 runs, so just a really, really good team effort to win that ball game.
So you're right now sitting around second in the region, really tough region, obviously, and every night. Let's look forward to the next couple of games next week. The weekend, team's got a weekend a little bit, prom and stuff. Tell us about the upcoming week and what you're preparing.
Yeah, so we have Spanish Fork on Tuesday, which is always a big rival, right? Our region I believe that it's the toughest in 5A for sure. So yeah, that's our next game plan is to get a win there. Yeah, we're just looking one game at a time. So
you mentioned Region 9. I mean, there's 3 of you in the top 8 in the 5A. So yeah, you're talking about tough. So when you go on the road like that, preparations against a team like Spanish Fork. Again, what are the preps for them? Like, what do you try to do to get under their skin?
Like I mentioned, I just really pound into my girls' heads, just play your ball game. Don't get worked up about the other team. You can give them the credit. They're a good ball team, right? So say they're good and just move on and just worry about yourselves, because I truly believe that if we play our ball game, that we can beat anybody. So.
Wasatch High School once again, big win, 4-3 over Salem Hills. We're with Coach Morgan Smith. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yep, thank you.
Hey, Coach, thank you so much. And not only thank you to Coach Morgan Smith, but also thank you to Brent Martindale and Sting TV. They're the ones that put together that interview for us, and we really appreciate every time that Brent's able to go out into the field with a couple of students and get those interviews for us. So thank you so much for that. The Wasatch Wasps are now 11-4 and doing incredible this season. We can't wait to continue to cover them. When we come back, how well does our own Brigham Harris know the history of the scoreboard? We're testing his knowledge of the Wasatch and Summit counties when we come back.
Hi guys, I'm Janet the Dairy King. We're famous here for our ice cream. We have 84 different kinds of shapes. We also have some amazing food. So come and try our chicken strips, our fish and chips dinners, our burgers, our fries, our sweet potato fries. Oh my gosh, we've got so much. Once you go over to the Heber Valley Railroad and ride their train, then of course you have to come here and see all of our trains. Our family's serving your family since 1946. We hope to see you soon here at the Dairy King.
Hey everyone, Blake O'Rulian alongside Brigham Harris, and Brigham, we're doing things a little bit different today. I'm putting on a little bit of a game show host hat. You're putting on the contestant hat.
Okay.
We're going to be doing a little bit of scoreboard trivia. How well do you know the athletes, the schools, the history of the 4 schools that we cover here on the scoreboard? How do you feel like you're going to do?
Pretty nervous, actually. I know that my job isn't at stake necessarily, but our viewers might start to question my ability to hold this position after these questions. But I mean, we have been doing a whole lot of coverage for all of our schools here, so I'd like to think that I'm going to do well, but you never know.
Writing these questions up, I did have a little bit of a would Brick know this? And I'm going to try to trick you a couple times here, but we got 5 questions, and we're going to start off with number 1 here. Trey Pace was the number 1 scorer for boys basketball across the 4 schools that we cover with 22 points per game. Who was second, and how much did they average?
Ooh, wow, that is tough. Dang, okay. We're talking strictly boys basketball?
Yes, boys basketball.
Boys basketball.
Yes.
Only. Okay. Wow. If you had asked me this question halfway through the season, I would have said Max McKee, averaging 12 points a game. Oh, wow, okay.
I'll give you a couple hints. We had some of the top scorers were Cutter Lapine, we had Luke Verchuk, we had Max McKee, we had Tucker Engelbright, we had Trey Pace. Those are probably the 5 highest scorers that we had across the board.
Okay. I'm going to go with, ooh, wow. Dude, this is tough, man, and I have to give an average too? All right. I'm going to say Tucker Engelbright. 14 points a game.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I was trying to trick you on this one. I thought you were going to pick Max with 14.5. Tucker Engelbright 14.7. So you are 1 for 1 right now, Brick. Congratulations.
I'll take it.
All right, you ready for number 2?
Yeah.
All right. Who is the longest tenured coach across the 4 schools that we cover?
Ooh, wow. There are so many. There's so many coaches that we've talked to. It is between Wade Disher and David Peck, North Summit Track and Field. I'm going to say Coach Peck.
You are correct.
Let's go!
It is Coach David Peck. Disher has been there also 25 years, but he left for a number of years at the early 2000s. So yes, it is David Peck with 25 years over at North Summit High School as the track and field head coach.
Quarter of a century. That's incredible.
Incredible. And on top of that, 13 state championships.
Yeah.
So
maybe 14.
Yeah, maybe 14.
Give him a couple months.
Just give it a couple months. Give it a couple more. Give it a couple more track meets here. All right, number 3. One player was in the top 10 this season with 1,389 rushing yards. What school did this player go to, and who was it? You don't need to get the who was it. We weren't here for football season, but we were here. You might be able to figure out the rushing yards. Who was in the top 10?
As soon as you said rushing yards, my thoughts went to one of the first interviews that I did while we were here, and that was with Carson Tabarachi, running back for Park City High School. Final answer.
Incorrect. It was actually the running back over at South Summit High School. 1,389 yards.
Wow.
Yes.
Either way, fantastic season for South Summit. We got here, like you said, at the tail end of football season of this year, and they made it to the state semifinals. We've talked to Coach Graycheck, and they're an amazing program that we expect to go far in 2022.
Very, very excited for them. All right, number 4, you are 2 for 3 right now, Brick. You're actually doing pretty darn well. All right, number 4. Marcy Richens led the state in blocks this year in girls volleyball. Did she average over or under 180 blocks?
Average, or that's how many she had all year?
Total, I'm sorry.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
I remember checking this stat, and she was ahead by a mile halfway through the season. I'm going to go over 180.
She was just under 180 with 168 blocks. Still led the state by a mile.
I was going to say, I remember seeing her at number 1 for a very long time. She led the stats for volleyball for a couple of stats as well.
Yes, there were other stats.
Kills, blocks. I mean, she was all over the place.
And headed to Idaho State in just a couple of months.
Very true.
Talked to her just a couple of days ago, and she's very excited for that.
Very true. All right, I'm 50%, not looking good.
All right, 2 for 4 right now. Number 5 split the tiebreaker for 500. How many Park City girls lacrosse players are in the top 10 in the state for assists? Is it A, 3, B, 2, C, 1, or D, 4?
For assists. Top 10 in the state for assists.
4 assists.
5A or the whole state?
The entire state.
I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go with D, 4 of them.
You are incorrect. 2 for 5. You started off strong. Had us in the first half. No, but
400, at 400, that's a good batting average. But
yeah. No, great job, Rick. It was B with 2, and it is Gretchen Lane and Sam Riley, both in the top 10 in the state of Utah for assists on the girls lacrosse side.
See,
Brick, you did great.
And I knew Sam Riley was going to be a part of that stat. I knew that. And that's where you tricked me, because you have covered so much more girls lacrosse than I have this year. And now, you know what? I'm going to have a little bit of revenge. In a couple weeks, we're going to do this again, and I'm going to quiz you.
Yeah, I'll be in the hot seat.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
Well, can't wait for that. Thank you so much for watching. And with that, we are going to go over to a commercial break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa, and I've been working in the field of psychiatry for over 20 years. TMS, or transcranial magnetic stimulation, has become an important tool in mental health care in the past decade. TMS is a non-invasive treatment that treats specific regions of the brain involved in mood, anxiety, and thinking abilities.
I've tried several different medicines over the years to treat my depression and anxiety, kind of getting to the end of the list of what I can try. TMS became available.
We believe in treating the whole person, not just symptoms, and we offer multiple tools for your wellness journey.
TMS treatment has helped me tremendously with my depression. It has made me be able to live life again, and for that I'm grateful.
Contact our office to learn more. Find out if TMS is right for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back into the Scoreboard. We're about to close down the show, but before we do that, we do want to give our Athlete of the Week. And this week, we are giving it to none other than Grace Erker, the junior over at Wasatch High School who plays on the girls lacrosse team. She is having an incredible season, one of the top players in the entire state. She's averaging 5 goals per game. Last year, she averaged 3 goals per game, so she's bettered that by 2 goals in a game, which is a very, very good feat in itself. But above all of that, on Wednesday, the Wasps faced off against Cedar Valley, and Grace did not have 1, 2, not even 5 goals. Grace had 9 goals in her game against Cedar Valley. So Grace, congratulations. You had an incredible game, and we look forward to continuing to cover the Wasatch girls lacrosse team. We're actually headed over there for next week's show. We're going to be talking to the head coach of Wasatch girls lacrosse in Trish Miller, who is heading into their 2nd season, and the Wasatch Wasps also went to the semifinals last year in the state playoffs. So very excited to see if they can continue their dominant ways later on this year. Make sure to check out the Scoreboard on PCTV on Tuesdays and Fridays at 6 and 10 p.m. Also, make sure to check out our website if you've missed an episode or wanted to check out an old interview at thescoreboardnation.com. And you can also check out our Instagram, where we like to post a lot of clips from the show, a lot of fun things like the game show that we did earlier on in the show with Brigham. All of that will be on our Instagram at Scoreboard Nation. I apologize. Thank you so much for watching. We will catch you next Tuesday on PCTV at 6 and 10 p.m.